Going for a temple in Chimps mode is quite a bit of a challenge, but it's actually a little harder than you might think. First of all, the temple is $140,000 due to the sun avatar being expensive, but with Silas and some icicles, I think I can pull this off on Ancient Portal, which is an advanced map. It's pretty easy for an advanced map, I know, but it technically is an advanced map, so we can say that. Still though, the difficulty is ramped way up because unlike logs or resort where you might have tried on this challenge, if you've ever tried to get a temple in Chimps mode, it's going to be a lot harder. You don't have those loops and bends and go all the way around in really long RBS, so we're going to be playing with a lot less here, and it's definitely going to be hard because $140,000 is quite expensive due to the sun avatar not being very strong. And you still have like $39,000 to work in the Chimps budget, but when you realize that you're going to need a first strike and a Moab shredder to pop around 100, then it's a little bit more of an issue. There's really no money to work with after the fact because the temple isn't going to do anything against round 100, so I'm going to have all of that covered out of the way, which means to beat everything else I basically have the sun avatar, which isn't really going to be doing a whole lot, and then 2 icicles, and that's it. But Silas is very strong, and when I put Silas on this buff tile, I'm going to be getting faster abilities and more XP, meaning I will be able to get to level 20 in a decent amount of time, on round 96 to be exact, so I'm able to push along with that. Moving along, I'm going to be getting 2 discounts because this will be pretty big. I'm going to have a good amount of money spent on tier 3s, mostly because of that sun avatar, so getting the double discount is worth it. I should have checked if getting triple discount would have saved even more money, but that was beyond me. I was past that by that time, so I ended up just getting the double discount, and then I have the primary training that's going to be buffing those icicles up, and I'll just have 2 of those, which isn't a lot, and then the signal flare, which will be used for the decamo. And then with this, I'm basically able to straight up AFK all the way to round 94. I will get the first strike, which won't be really doing much damage in the meantime, but because I won't be able to really hit any abilities, and that Moab shredder, which really isn't going to be doing a whole lot, especially because it doesn't have white hot spikes, and when stuff is frozen, which basically it will always be frozen with Silas and 2 icicles, it won't be able to attack because its damage type is not compatible. But we do need that for round 100, so with all of this money being spent for round 100, again, there's there's just not really much to work with. On some easier maps, this kind of is a little bit easier because you could get away with round 100 with just like one spike storm on some real easy maps. But I do have to get a whole first strike and a Moab Shredder on top of that, which is just a bit annoying. But luckily this map is longer, of course, for an advanced level map, so I am able to get a very nice and easy double first strike without having to buy a reactor, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to be able to do that and then just save up for the temple now, really-ish. I will actually be holding a bit of money to kind of play around with in the later game, and I will be saving that creepy green thing in the top corner for around 99, which is a bit interesting. I couldn't use it on 98, it had to be around 99, and then with that everything is pretty chill actually. So going into the late game, I was actually able to do straight up nothing until round 95. I just sat there and waited, really. Round 95 took a long time. This was probably by far the hardest round. It actually would have been a lot less time, but I was holding on to money because I really needed to see what I needed to buy and what I had to buy in order to beat round 98 and 99. If I just spent my money inefficiently and then went into round 98 to realize I'm kind of just screwed, that would be a little bit of an issue. So 95, I kind of played it a bit hard just to hold my money and make sure that I'm going to be playing 98 right, which is definitely well worth it because you don't want to get screwed on 98th and have to restart all. So basically, I'm able to get one range crosspath. This will get a lot more pierce and some range, I guess. And then I also grabbed a Berserker Brew right there to buff up the damage of the Sun Avatar big time, which is really nice. And with a well-timed ability, I'm going to need to get that back for 99, and a whole bunch of luck, especially with those icicles. I was able to beat round 98 just barely without using the green thing. Got really close, but that was nice that I was able to get it done. And as you can see, I'm just barely going to be able to afford this temple way at the end with round 100 coming up. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it before the round 100. It was right after round 100 ended. I tried to see if I could use the first strike and buy the temple upgrade, but that just didn't work. It kind of killed it before I could actually upgrade the temple. But right when round 100 ended, I was able to get the temple. Even if I had like that extra 20 bucks, which I could optimize from cutting a dart monkey, because that actually would be possible to cut that one dart monkey at the top, I still couldn't beat round 100 like that, because I would have had to sacrifice the first strike. There might have been a way around it to be able to use the first, or we'll get the temple right when the bat is almost down, then use the first strike at the end when it's not sacrificed. But that's a lot, and I think this is still a pretty good result.
Thanks for watching. If you want to help out the channel, you can check out these new videos, like and subscribe for more content, support the channel by becoming a member, and joining the Discord to chat with the community. Bye!